Not your average tabletop. Woohoo!
Welcome back to Not Your Average Tabletop. I'm Pepper, and today I'll be unboxing Stranger Things Upside Down. See that very clever thing I did there? This is a new game, well, at least new at the time of this filming. If you're watching in 10 years, it is a very old game. But this is a new game from Cool Mini or Not Games, CMON Games, based on obviously the Stranger Things Netflix series, which is this was announced shortly after I binged seasons 2, 3, and 4 and absolutely loved them. So it was perfect timing for me as I was just into the show more than I've ever been, and this instantly jumped on my wish list. It was pretty much an instant buy, and this actually wasn't kickstarted or anything like that, so it didn't have to wait an agonizing 3-4 years for it to ship or anything like that. But yeah, so this is also from designer Rob Daviau, who designed one of my favorite games well, a lot of my favorite games, but one in particular, Cthulhu Death May Die, and that kind of has a Lovecraftian theme, which is similar to kind of the things and monsters in Stranger Things. So Cthulhu Death May Die is one of my all-time favorite games, and just to have a Stranger Things themed game from the same designer as that, or one of the same designers as that, and that had me very, very excited because that game does so much with that theme that I absolutely love. Obviously, it's going to be a completely different game, but just a name that I can trust. This rulebook looks to be 15 pages long, so medium length rulebook. It looks like a lot of illustrations as well. Hopefully it's a good one. I'll probably maybe I'll let you know in the first impression video I film if the rulebook's good. Maybe I'll forget to comment on that. I'm not sure. Up here we have some cardboard tokens with numbers, which I think part of this game is going to be different locations will have these stacks of tokens, and you won't know exactly the value, the sum of all the stacks in there, but you'll be trying to match or beat that with cards that you play to outdo these tokens, which this would be a value of 12, which is probably pretty hard to beat, I have to imagine, because 3s are the highest number I see on here. This would be death, I would think. But yeah, these are pretty good tokens. They have a nice finish on them. I felt a little weird when I first touched it. I'm not used to, usually the cardboard tokens are just smooth or something. These have a little finish, or maybe I just have not played any games with those type lately. Oh, those are not the highest value. They're right in the middle, it seems. You have 4s and 5s. You have these little Demogorgon mouths, which are a little terrifying. But yeah, pretty straightforward components so far. Got these vans here. I believe those will be standees. Hawkins Lab, or whatever that is. Hawkins Power and Light. Yes, the disguise. Well, I'll try not to spoil too much. Here is a game board, which is double-sided. This actually features a scenario for both Season 1, which maybe try zooming out a little bit here. Here's the Season 1 board, which kind of has the town, and then the upside-down version of the town, which upside down, that is where this game gets its subtitle, not the Diana Ross song. And then for Season 2, this one as well. So two different sides of the board, which always excites me to have two unique ways to play the game. I am interested to see how different they actually feel. I guess I could look a little closer at the artwork on this. I do like any board that, sure, when you zoom out you just see action spaces, but when you actually look closer, that it has little details hidden everywhere, like that farm and obviously the building, just little details everywhere. I do like this board. And here's the upside down version. Ooh, castle buyers. But yeah, I like that board. An insert here. I've heard the insert's maybe not the best. We will see about that. Have some character dashboards. Which you have for Joyce. These are very good quality. They have a nice finish on them. They're decently thick for a paper type thing. So you have Joyce, Hopper, Nancy, Lucas, Dustin, and Mike. So yeah, pretty clear layout to the characters. I like that it's a art depiction of the characters and not just a straight like screen grab picture from the show, actually made from scratch. Someone doing the artwork. I like that a lot more than just pasting a picture on there when it comes to like IP based games. Just feels better to me, like just more love was put into it, love and effort. Here are the season 2 scenes. I jumped right to season 2, so I don't know if these are going to have any spoilers on them, so if you've not watched season 2, you may not want to look at what these scenes depict, but if not, you can stick around and look at these. Got the demo dogs, which were featured in season 2, on the hunt, wreaking a lot of havoc, it seems. The spy. There's Will there. Very spooky. Very spooky. Poor Will. He just can't break free. Mama. Who could that be? End of the day. Ooh, there's even more tokens in here. Allies. But yeah, so like I said, this show has become one of my all-time favorites, and this was an instant back anticipation level. Like, what do I think this game is going to do for me? I'm not sure. Obviously, like I said, they've designed some of my favorite games. Ooh, Murray. I will need him as an ally. He's one of my favorite characters. Ooh, as well as Bob and Scott. Okay, maybe and Steve. Okay, all these characters. I want all of these allies in the game. What does he give you? Ignore the first fear you gain during any turn. Fearless Steve Harrington. But yeah, I'm not sure where this one's gonna. Sorry, let's get in the plastic out of this. Not sure where this one's gonna fall for me. It does seem a little simpler than Cthulhu Death May Die, which, not that I need a game to be complex, but when I saw it was just like a bunch of stacks of tokens on the board, it reminded me a little more of Pandemic and kind of managing the board state and different threats. Also, spoiler alert for season 1 scenes. Not that this is going to completely spoil this season, I'm sure. But yeah, so I'm not sure where it's going to fall in there. If it's going to feel like a more approachable kind of Pandemic or Atlantis Rising type game, or if it is going to feel like a little harder, possibly for a little more advanced gamers, something like Cthulhu Death May Die, which I enjoy both of those. So wherever it falls in there, I'm sure I'm going to enjoy this game. I just wonder exactly kind of what level of gamer this is going to be for. And we see Steve is also an ally in season 1. Not quite a hero, so we may have to wait until seasons 3 and 4 are released, and maybe we'll get Steve as a hero. If he even survives to season 3, I have no clue. Okay, so the allies in season 1. Steve, Karen, Jonathan. It is interesting that Jonathan isn't a main character here, because Steve was kind of a bit of an antagonist early on, but Jonathan has always been a hero, or in the family at least. So I would have thought that he would be a hero. Barb. Oh, Barb. If you would become terrified, remove Barb from the game and reset your fear track to the start instead. I don't know what that's representing. Speaking of fear track, these cubes, got nice transparent cubes that go on your fear track. Pretty basic component there. You got these standees for those vans, which even know where those are. There they are. No flat area to put those. There we go. They stand up. Surprise, surprise. Oh my god, these cards are giving me trouble. Okay, here we go. Items. We got items and we've got actions. We'll go into the actions first. A lot of action cards, which these are kind of those small viticulture type sized cards. They also have a nice finish on them, and these ones I believe are mostly just kind of number cards that you'll be playing for your actions to add value to them, to defeat those stacks of number tokens, I believe is the main use for these. And they have additional symbols which may come into effect and hurt you or possibly help you, but pretty basic. Same artwork on every card except a couple symbols, but that's all they need to be, really. But yeah, nothing extraordinary there. The item deck, I like that back, kind of like the cover of the game. Got some more of these, and we got some items. So I'm sure these are just different things and Easter eggs and items that they've had throughout the show, at least the first 2 seasons. Need that baseball bat. Yeah. Recognizing a lot of these, and a lot of them are also just basic things you would have in any game of this type. But yeah, looking forward to adding those to my characters. And speaking of the characters, let's take a look at them. First up, we have Dustin, which is pretty nice. I mean, just even from far away, I mean, obviously, if I had no clue there's a Stranger Things character, I might not get it, but it does really look like Dustin. Just his pose, his outfit, his hair, everything about him does scream Dustin to me. Next up, we have Mike. Nice. So I wonder how these compare, the size of these to the adults. If they're equal, I think they're supposed to be somewhat to scale with the monsters as well as the adults. Here's Lucas. Got his binocs. And we've got Joyce with the bunch of Christmas lights she is holding. I don't know if that's going to be much help when she's going around battling Demogorgons, but yeah, it looks like they are somewhat to scale. Yeah, the kid's a little shorter than the adult. And you have Nancy. There, got her revolver. The best character here, well, maybe him or Dustin, probably. You got Hopper. One of my favorites in the series. Looks like he's ready to pull out his revolver and shoot. And here is 11, which is not a playable character in this. I think there is a dashboard that you can find online that you can get for her. I believe it actually has the same ability as Nancy, which is, I've heard that. I'm not sure if it is that, but that's probably a little disappointing if they do make an official dashboard, which I think it's official, I'm not sure, but in this box there is no official dashboard. She's just a helper that you can gain bonuses from throughout the game to really take out those baddies using her powers there. And we've got some demo dogs, which are slightly different color, which, just in case you got confused, you can be helped out by the color there, that these are not your characters. Very, very nice. Very nice. I really like the detail on these. I mean, they're smaller, but they still pack a lot of detail in there, especially in the mouth with all those teeth. Absolutely disgusting. Maybe the least adorable dogs I've ever seen. Now these ones are kind of cute. And then the big bad, the Demogorgon, which I want to see how tall this is compared to Hopper. Let's see. About the same height. I mean, Demogorgon is leaning over and grabbing Hopper's ass. Very cool miniature. this is the best one here in this entire box. This is really, really cool. Yeah, I almost want like a bigger version of this, like a big Cthulhu. Death may die, that giant Cthulhu, but of this, I'm sure there's one out there somewhere. That is very cool. But yeah, so far, my expectations are met for this game. It has a pretty solid production for not overly expensive. Got this for $40 to $50, which is about average for games nowadays, and I think it's got a great production, a great theme, hopefully going to be a great game to go along with it. But yeah, check out the description below where you can find my first impressions video of this and hear what I thought of it after playing it. We'll see. But yeah, thank you for watching, and as always, don't forget to keep on nibbling on our content.